Do you own a Polaris Pro R? Are you in the market for a Polaris Pro R? Do you need to outfit your Polaris Pro R to look like this one? Well, DRT has made it easy with their shopping list feature. More versatility, better capability, and strength. Let's check it out. Let's start at the rear of this thing. The sleek formed sheet metal that's easily bolt on, clean. This Desert Runner spare tire setup can house a 35-inch full-size spare tire and wheel. The rear trunk, still easily accessible for cooler, tools, whatever you want. For when your friends are in the dust, we got some Baja Designs chase lights or whatever lights of your need that you'd like to install up in here, nice and sleek and clean. Underneath it, the Evo exhaust, stainless, quality, fit, finish. All this stuff back here looks superb, like a desert car should. Moving down to the radius rods. The old ones never let me down, however, DRT developed an R series. This is billet constructed 7075 aluminum paired with FK rod ends, with bigger tires, faster speeds, deeper holes, and heavier vehicles. It wasn't mandatory, but why not make it better? Complemented by a billet radius rod plate and a tow hook for those sketchy situations that we've all been in. With these machines being all-wheel drive, the front tires are always searching for traction and throwing a lot of this, which means rock guards are a vital component to protect things such as shock shaft, rear brakes, pivot points, the inside of your wheels, and much more. Rock guards, again, mandatory. Let's move to the cockpit. Jumping into the cockpit, my favorite part. This is where all the action takes place. However, safety does not take a vacation, as my grandpa would say. Knowing what's behind you, or even simply backing out of the trailer, mirrors are a huge asset to this. Mirrors also don't like to fold all the way backwards, which means I've broken a lot of mirrors. However, DRT has that covered with these billet side mirrors. The reverse rear view mirror, clean, simple, tucked up in there, and both these mirrors can be accommodated with a really clean, sleek bolt-on band or a weld-on bung of your choice. Communication. Whether you're talking to your friends some smack about how far back they are, if they're broke down, whatever the case, DRT has a very clean, simple push-to-talk button, comes right up off the factory steering wheel. I really like this because I haven't seen another option like this out there. Grab handles. Nothing gives me more joy than scaring my friends in the middle of the desert, whether they're first timers or really pushing the limits. The grab handles have 3 threaded holes on top of this to also accommodate a GPS of your choice, whether it's a Lawrence, a Mob Armor mount with an iPad, or a Garmin, which is really nice. So they cover all the bases there. There's also a push to talk button that comes off the side of the grab handle if that's where you desire to put it and fix it nice and clean and simple, or you have the option to run a different plate to get that completely out of the way. Let's shift gears with their shifter and clean bezel to the front, which is the first thing you see when you walk up to a machine like this, and my favorite part. The front of these cars are super susceptible to potential issues and damages that can occur. One being, and ask me how I know, is CV boots. We've had our issues in the past, and DRT came up with a solution to really help that from becoming an issue. These CV boot guards, both front and rear, can make or break a solid day in the desert. Made out of aluminum, these are the strongest ones on the market, hands down. Also made out of aluminum, billet aluminum, are the sway bar tie rod ends with adjustable heims. This way you can get the car perfectly leveled out and balanced on flat ground to where there's no bind, and they're easily interchangeable over a stock setup. To make the ride that much more comfortable, STG suspension, hands down the best in the game. DRT and STG have teamed up, and there's no other winning combination, which is why I run both. Walking up to any car, the first thing you see is the front bumper. This Desert Runner series front bumper from DRT has all the bells and whistles and is super easy to install utilizing the factory 4 stock front bumper locations. We'll start with the billet components. Billet end caps, billet mesh bezel covers, as well as skid plate that is easily interchangeable in case if you're scraping the ground, and I expect you to because I know I do. It has a configuration of several different locations for different headlights of your choice to bolt right up in top between the two bash bar tubes. It's capable of holding a 6,000-pound winch tucked up in there, super clean. And also talking about cleanness, the way that it forms with the stock OEM plastics is hands down the sleekest combination in what I've seen to date. I've showed you guys around this DRT Motorsports outfitted car behind me. This Pro R is outfitted with some of their new Desert Runner series components, such as the rear tire carrier to the front bumper and then some. The shopping list is below. However, it's time to put them through their paces and shred. Let's go.